Today I'm going to show you how to evaluate whether to buy a Honda Civic or a Toyota Prius. First of all, we're going to enter in our car type. We'll enter in Honda and Prius. And we'll enter in the miles driven. I'm going to go ahead and change the width by dragging this over to 11. And the miles driven, I'm going to start with 15,000. I'm going to copy that cell C3 into both of these by adding the formula equals C3. All formulas begin with equal. And our miles per gallon, I'm going to just center that by clicking the center there. I'm going to estimate 30 miles per gallon and 45 miles per gallon respectively for the Honda and the Prius. And our cost of gasoline. So our cost of gasoline, of course, will vary, but I'm going to estimate for the purposes of the beginning of this at $5. And I'm going to go ahead and format these cells so that they're all with currency. So format cells and currency. Alright, and I'm also going to just calculate or copy this formula so that this E3 equals E3 is in both of these cells as well. That means when I change the highlighted cell here, it will automatically go to those other ones, and I'm going to highlight that as well because that's going to be one that we're going to change later. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and make this cell a little bit bigger, give us some room. Alright, now our annual gas cost. And the annual gas cost is formula that will be equals C4 divided by D4 times E4. Okay, I put a minus sign in there by mistake, so I'll get rid of that. And I'm going to copy that formula there. And then we'll enter in the cost of the car. Okay, for the cost of the car, I'm going to say that the Honda is $19,000 and the Prius $25,000. And then I'm going to merge these cells. So I'm going to go to Format, Cells, and go to Alignment, and I'm going to wrap the text also and merge the cells under Text Control, and I'm going to mark Center under the vertical. And I'm going to do the same thing with this for G7 through 9, Format, Cells, and then wrap text, merge cells, and center. And then I'm going to add in some fancy formatting here. So format cells, and I'll do a border. Pick the width that you want, and I'll go ahead and click on the places that you want it to show, and click OK. Alright, I'm going to type in the annual savings and also the number of years to make up difference in cost. Okay, and here is the annual savings is just F4 minus F5, so $833 saved, and this also is a formula for the difference, how many years it takes to make up the difference. It's G5 minus G4 and divided by the annual savings cost, or annual savings. Notice that this is not a dollar amount, so I'm going to change this, going format cells, and change it to a regular number. 7.2 years it will take to make up the difference. If it was 15,000 miles driven per year, $5. Now what if it was $4.20 per gallon? It would take 8.57 years. What if you drove 30,000 miles instead? Then it would take 4.25 or 4.29. So you can see the cost in the gasoline and the miles driven makes a big difference. And 20,000 at 420, it would take 6.43 years. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to make an Excel spreadsheet, and especially this will tell you the difference in buying a Honda and a Prius and how many years it would make to make up that difference in cost. Enjoy.